Bitcoin has hit its monthly closure at the highest ever, which was $106,000. That's the highest ever recorded for Bitcoin, which in my opinion is super bullish. In this video, I will be talking about Bitcoin. I'll be also talking about the manipulation around the crypto market at the moment. And also I'll be talking about the CRO because we've also had an upgrade on the Cronos ecosystem regarding Layer 0 is live on the Cronos ZK EVM. On the Cronos EVM as well. So I'll be getting into that as well. So before I start, hit that like button, give us a subscribe. Your support is always much appreciated. And when you zoom out on Bitcoin at the moment, it looks absolutely super bullish. When you look at the 5 minutes or something like that, it looks really horrible. But look at this. All the time, it's just been onwards and onwards. Just like the traditional markets, like the stock markets, it's just been generally grinding the way up. We have the bull, the bear, the bull, the bear. It's just like a wave. And look what's happening right now. We've had that massive cup and handle on the weekly that we had, and we've broken out that. Now we've had that closure above $106,000, which is super bullish in my opinion. Lots of things going on. And what we notice also, we look at the January time. This is January of 2020. We had that drop down. We had a drop down in 2017 as well. And the same thing's happening at the moment. We can have a look at Bitcoin on the daily. We're having that bit of a lull, bit of a pullback on Bitcoin. And obviously the altcoins have been really pulling back, bleeding against Bitcoin pairs, because obviously we've got the dominance has been rising again in terms of Bitcoin. So obviously a lot of the altcoins have been pulling back, and it's been putting a lot of fear in the market at the moment. But at the moment, what's so bullish about Bitcoin is on the daily, that what's happening is we created this W formation. We broke out to the upside, that downward sliding trend of higher highs and higher lows. We got above the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA. We got above that, and we come to this next trend line here. We came to around about $110,000. We sort of came back down from that now, and we're just testing a higher high to a higher low right here. Now, what's happening is we're sort of losing that 20 EMA. Got a lot of support down here at that 50 EMA. We could see this on this is called the VRVP node right here. So there's a lot of holding up around this kind of area. So I'm expecting that if Bitcoin did come down, we could come down to around about that $95,000. If we ever lose that, then obviously we could come back down to these areas here of $89,000. But I think a lot of bulls are out there holding that $99,000 to $100,000 mark at the moment. So I'm thinking new 2025 is really bullish in terms of they've got the President of the United States, who is also a Bitcoin and crypto holder, and also his family and friends and his business associates around him as well. So I think this is a really bullish time, 2025. It doesn't always feel like it, because at the end of the day, you have these big moves towards the upside. You're always going to get pullbacks as well. But what's happening is at the moment, we're just basically shopping around sideways, trying to get above about that 20 EMA again. But what I'm also watching out for is those liquidations as well, which are building up. They're building up around about that $107,000. This is on the 2 weeks on the module 2. So we can see all the short liquidations are building up around about here. So obviously what happens with Bitcoin, it tends to grab where the liquidity is, and the liquidity is towards the upside. And we're starting to come in, it's thinned out really down here now. It looks like a lot of the sellers are starting to get exhausted now. So it looks like this could be the chance where Bitcoin might make a move towards the upside. But bear in mind, it is the weekend as well, so we're going to get a lot of manipulation. But also what we can see is Bitcoin ETFs have been coming in at 318 million with in terms of the ETFs, and also look at the Ethereum ETFs. We can see that we've had 27 million coming in. We can also see right here on the chart, this is very briefly, we can have a look here. We've got the old whales here, which have been accumulating. It's been just rising heavily. And then also we can see here in the blue, we can see these are all the new whales that have accumulated. So why we've got the little retailers out there, like ourselves, selling, panic selling and worried and everything. You got the whales, or the new whales that are coming in, who are starting to eat it all up, the Bitcoin up, because they see opportunity, they see the future of it. And they're buying it up, while everybody else is panicking as well. So, but overall, a lot of manipulation in the market. Martin Barty says here, M&M update, Bitcoin has bounced from the 101,800, Sol has bounced to 228. No mystery, all the evidence was transparent to show to you. Now that I have a literally play-by-play, showed the crypto manipulation to liquidation levels traded on exchange. So we can see here, he says here, basically, another 11.5 million Bitcoin Binance to Wintermute being defended by Coinbase wall at 101,800. Institutions are buying. Binance want those blue liquidation levels. Bitcoin bulls want to bomb. So it's again, a lot of this manipulation is coming from not necessarily just the whales. This is coming from like the exchanges like Binance to flush out basically the leverage, really. So it pushes down, causes a lot of fear. People start panic selling, and it brings it all the way down. And then what happens is, just like Marty Party says, it levels off. And then gradually what you tend to find is you start building yourself back, going back up towards the upside. So this is why I'm not selling anything. I'm absolutely not selling. 2025 is acting super bullish. So you've always got to bear that in mind. Like I said, weekend comes, whales will manipulate, but also the big manipulators out there are the exchanges. And they want you to panic. They want you to sell. Because at the end of the day, when they get liquidations, they make a lot of money. They make money from the upside and from the downside. But sometimes they've got to flush out those liquidations, and we can see that in some of these pictures here where it just shows what's being liquidated, and you use for that. So basically it's just a basic way of just flushing out liquidity, the shorts or the longs, basically, on leverage. So that's why you've always got to be careful when it comes to leverage as well, and also you use the market makers to do that for them as well. So overall it's looking there. But also we've got to get, Marty Party says again, beware of the false narrative. White House confirms Rutter's report of March 1st extension to tariffs, with false of 1st February 25% tariffs remain for Canada, Mexico, and such like. So you've got to be careful of all this. When you get FUD news, it's going to scare the market, not just crypto, but the traditional market as well. And obviously crypto gets dragged down as well. So you've got to look past this, look at the FUD behind it, and then obviously it's up to you to what you want to do. But looking at the CRO token, I've done this before. Nothing's really changed. We've just been on high highs and high lows all the way down. And basically what's been happening is as well, because of Bitcoin's strength, this is not just CRO. A lot of people say it's CRO. CRO has gone from the bear market up to 180%. So people are saying, oh, you know, if you've gone and bought, like, for example, you've gone and bought like up here, then yes, you're going to be down. But if you bought like what I did in the bear market, you're still up. I'm up quite a lot in that. But basically, at the moment, nothing's really changed on the CRO and USD pairs. It's just basically just falling down towards the downside. And we're coming up to an area, this node here, which is obviously from the VRVP, which is showing we've got a bit of support here, but there's risks down to the downside, getting close to that 0.10 mark at the moment. So we just got to bear that in mind. We've got liquidity coming out of the CRO token at the moment. So we've got a bit of an anchor wave here, which is curvature towards the upside. So we might start get a bit of a relief off this at some point soon, I would have thought. But like I said, you just got to bear in mind, this is the same as with a lot of the altcoins, not just CRO. We've just been bleeding, because you just look at ADA pair as well. Again, it's just been coming down and bleeding. And a lot of coins, to be honest with you, have just been bleeding, like Shiba Inu. XRP is one of the strong coins, which hasn't. It's actually been on the rise, which is good to see. So not all coins have actually been bleeding, but most of them have. And we just got to bear that one in mind. There could be more downside to the downside. Hopefully it doesn't. And hopefully we start to rally towards the upside, because we've got now, which is really bullish for the thing. What is layer zero? It's live Cronos on the ZK EVM on Cronos EVM. Basically what it is it's a leading Cronos chain interoperability protocol. Well, get it out of my head then. Has gone live both for the Cronos AKEF and the Cronos EVM. This basically integration allows the developers to create a cross-chain bridges, expand the token ecosystem. And what he does is it just develops the application that connects the Cronos users with over 115 supported blockchains. So as you can see, there's 115 supported blockchain networks, including Ethereum and Solana. So the launch facilitates seamlessly and assets transferred from Cronos EVM users between the Cronos SDK ecosystems. So obviously this is going to be really good, because obviously it brings in that extra liquidity. It also bridges as well. So this is going to be good, really good for the Cronos ecosystem. So this is really positive news. And obviously this hasn't really reflected on the CRO token. So a lot of things have got to happen, I feel, to get the CRO token up. This is a good thing to happen. And obviously we have the Kraken exchange, but obviously that's just a small exchange. It's not really going to do much. But obviously burns and building like this is going to do a lot for the CRO token. But I see a lot of people out there are very frustrated with the CRO token, and I get it. We want it all to go up. We want it to get to $1 because we want to become, people want to become millionaires. They want to come pay off and become financially free as well. It's all about being patient, and I know it's hard. I know there's a lot of bears out there who are saying it's dead, it's gone, it's a poo coin. But at the moment, a lot of the altcoins have been doing the same, just shedding sideways and dropping down. In the moment, it's all about being patient and just waiting. That's all I'll say. Hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.